All right. Good evening. Thank you for your patience. We have quorum now. Let me open up the Community Development Advisory Committee for Wednesday, January 22nd. The time is currently 7:05. Let's start out with roll call attendance and Deborah.
Deborah Hogan, Merrill appointee.
Thank you. John's mic's not working.
Do you want me to give him mine?
That's all right.
Marilyn Austin, 6th District.
Eileen Hughes, District 2.
Jordan Trice, 5th District.
I'm Justin McGregor. I'm the 7th District and the chair of the CDAC. And oh, he took it back again.
And that's okay. Councilmember Middleton, ex officio.
Thank you. All right. Do we have the minutes from the previous meeting? Everyone have a copy? Oh, have it at the end? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We'll do that.
It's test.
All right. Are we back in business? All right, thank you for your patience again. It is time for our public hearing. Anybody would like to step up? Come on up to the microphone, give us your name and your residence and town, city, whatever. And then tell us what you want to talk about. Anybody who wants to go first, feel free. All right. And to talk, make sure that you're directional to the microphone and the button is green.
Hi, my name is Stephen Mushak. I am a lifelong Binghamton resident. I am here to speak on behalf of our Community Development Block Grant application for Triple Cities Makerspace. Spoke with you all in January. I know we're getting a late start, so I won't take up much of your time. Basically, our organization is a 501c3 nonprofit. We try to have every creative resource, technological and intellectual, to provide to the community as freely as we can and still keep the lights on. Our program is to offer what we have to those who can't afford it. Our membership is very affordable, but with things the way they are and the cost of living the way it is, I don't know what that means anymore. So basically, we try to work with people that not enough people are trying to work with. And so I'd like to humbly request that you consider our application. I did not bring a posse like some of the others did tonight, but I will be submitting some impact statements if that's okay. And if I can get your nod that you will consider them,
Yes,
then I will cut it short.
send them to Stephen and then Stephen will make sure we all get them.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep.
So my name is George Holmesy.
Her chair went back on her and she almost went over the rail.
Oh. Oh, now it is. Okay, sorry. My name is George Holmesy, and a number of us are going to speak on behalf of the North of Maine NOMA Community Center. which we are coming back again for funding. We were funded last year, and we hope that we'll be able to continue that. Briefly, I want to mention that all of the services you will hear about from the people from our posse are free. Okay, this is what we provide to the community, and we're committed to that. Teacher Tuesday, our artists programs, our tech and music workshops, our clothing closet, our hygiene closet, our Santa's workshop, and many other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head are ones that are free to the community. And what's been happening, so I've been with the North of Main Community Center for years now. And what I've seen, thanks to a very active board, thanks to Brandy Brown, thanks to Bryce Reynolds, is a more professional and steady service that's been happening, something that the community can depend upon. And that's what the money that you would grant to us would be going to, is making sure that our services are solid, steady, and able to be maintained. You have seen increased use of our services, and part of that is because of the active board and because of the work of our staff. But it's also because of the increased need in the community. We see more people at our lunches, more people at our clothing closet, more people coming for hygiene items. And so we want to be able to keep fulfilling those needs. And those are just the basic needs that we have in the community. Let's make sure people are secure in their lives, part of what we do. The other part of what we do, the artist workshops, the music and tech workshops, these are the ones that we really hope will build social capital, build the ability of people to move up a little bit in the ladder. And so we have those dual missions that we hope we were able to keep moving forward and keep moving forward in a secure way with your help. So now I will turn it over to Beth, who is our vice chair of the board and will talk to you about Teacher Tuesday.
I have trouble with chairs apparently, but so my name is Beth Baldwin. I am the main teacher in Teacher Tuesday. Been part of NOMA for a lot of years now. I've also been working on the Santa's workshop each year. So Teacher Tuesday, what it is just a place for kids every Tuesday from 3 o'clock until 4:30 to have a snack, to play games. We sometimes plan specific things. Next week, we're making little catapults. We made slime. We make just things that kids like to do. And the great part about the program is not just the kids, but parents. A lot of the parents do come with the kids. And we have seen in some cases some improvement in attendance at Horace Mann Elementary School because the social capital of parents meeting each other and getting to know each other. A lot of people in the North of Main area, it's a ways to walk. It's across Main Street, and it's so one child in your family, you have 4 or 5 kids, one child sick, the whole family misses school. We're finding that some of these parents are now finding each other, met each other through Teacher Tuesday, and the years that we've had it over the years, they're starting to feel safe that, you know, my kid can't go to school, but could my kids, other kids walk with you to school? So that's been one of the great outcomes of that, I think. As far as Santa's workshop, we started it long before COVID, took a little break the year of COVID. We are up to the point this year, about 110 kids each went home with 3 packages wrapped to put under the tree for family members. There's a lot of programs around that allow kids to get packages for themselves. What I really think is important about this, it's kind of a backwards thing where it's about the kids choosing things for family members and getting that chance to feel what giving feels like. I think there's a lot of learning that goes along with that. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Leslie, go ahead. Great.
Hi, my name, excuse me, Leslie Briscoe. I'm gonna kind of probably repeat what George and Bev said already, but primarily what I do is on Saturdays, I come in and I help out with the luncheon. And that's consistent of the food, making food, serving coffee, juice, setting up all kinds of foods and stuff for them to have. I also volunteer at another church on Thursdays. And it's amazing to see some of the same people on Saturday that comes in to help out. I mean, comes into the NOMA program to get food. I guess they were shocked to see me there, and I was shocked to see them. I didn't realize in this area how many people depend on the programs that we offer in the community. I heard Beth mention about 110 people for the Christmas Santa workshop. Sorry, thank you. It's sad because we had to turn some people away because it was quite a bit of people. And you don't realize that how many people in the community needs us or need the services that we provide. And I like to see if we can continue that program and be able to help out more families, even though sometimes we get a little bit more than anticipated, but it's a wonderful program. And as I mentioned, I see them on the same people that I see on Thursday when I volunteer at the churches for dinner, see them on Saturdays at the NOMA. So the program seems like it's very essential. Our need is out there with a lot of the people in the community. And I wish that you can look in, well, if you consider the grants for us to continue doing what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Brandy, I think you know how to use the mic.
Hey, y'all. Uh, my name is Brandy Brown. I work at the NOMA Community Center. I am an artist in Binghamton. I'm just going to say that I came to the NOMA Community Center as a participant for their art group. And then I was a volunteer at the art group, and then I was hired to coordinate programming. I started in March of 2020. I kept the program going with virtual classes because no one could be outside, and I still wanted to engage the community. So yeah, that's my start. Like I said, I'm an artist. I develop art programs for the most part. I also, I don't know, I do a lot of work, but but art is very important to me in this community because a lot of people say that there's nothing to do in Binghamton. A lot of people say that things cost too much, and keeping things free for children that will empower them, especially young artists with the Aspiring Artist Workshop, I think is very important as an artist, you know, engaging the children and their parents so that the parents can see how important it is. Our first Aspiring Artist Workshop led to a art show at the Broome County Arts Council, which the mayor attended. The second one led to a, let's see, what was it called? A mock craft market where the kids learned how to purchase art supplies, create projects, sell them, use the money that they made to buy more art supplies. So it was like pretty much a program about economic development using art. And the third Aspiring Artist Workshop led to the children doing some quilting that will be presented at the Confluence Park for Earth Day. And I think that is good that the art programs lead to a bigger project that shows how important children having access to art. Can I say outside of the school where we're not like restricting their creativity? Sorry, I'm just saying. Right, and where they can be themselves and the parents are also engaged so that they can promote art, creativity and artistry, right? Because I know that all of the businesses and all of that other stuff might seem important, but there would not be a lot of successful businesses if it was not for artists. So to me, art is important. And I love the NOMA Community Center. I'm glad that they welcome me and keep me around, as sweet as I am. But but I'm grateful that they allow me to be creative and share my creative gifts with the community and all of that other stuff they said. I'm just here to speak about the art. Okay. You're welcome.
You, Brandy. Next.
Good evening. My name is Samantha Lethbridge. I am a proud East Side resident of Binghamton. And yes, I can literally throw a rock to East Middle School. That's how close I am. I am the senior chairperson at the NOMA Community Center. And before I actually talk about the NOMA Community Center, I would just actually like to talk about me. I am originally from the Bronx, and I am a community center I don't want to say graduate, but if it wasn't for my community center in the Bronx and their free programming, I would not be the person I am today. I received mentorship from my community center. I received teaching, not teaching certificate. I learned how to tutor. I had my first job. I also did lots of programming. I got my CPR certification so I could babysit. Amazing programming that led me to get the adult skills that I needed to live on my own. And that's exactly what is happening at the NOMA Community Center. Yes, we are giving the basic needs, but we are giving the needs that the soft skills that people need to thrive in adult living, because it is difficult. And unfortunately, if your resumes don't cut you have all of your T's crossed, you might not go that much forward. Which we also do resume writing workshops. And those have been pretty successful, mostly just with a lot of youth. However, I did have some parents contact me directly asking, hey, my kid went to your resume building workshop. Can they also volunteer and get some hours or volunteer service so that way they can put that on the resume? Like, absolutely. Because that's also what a community center does, is we rely on volunteerism to function. So a lot of awesome stuff, very vital to the community. And it is great for the Binghamton community. However, it's specifically for the north of Maine. To share a little there is a person that comes to our Saturday meals. Her name is Kathy. And she told me that if it wasn't for the NOMA, kept her clothed, kept her fed, and just honestly kept her alive and gave her the social capital that she needed to thrive when she was a victim of identity theft a few years back. And hearing stories like that, it's just so important, because anybody else would just be like, oh, well, too bad, so sad. But we open our doors. We don't check IDs for people that come in. We don't, we try to tally people just for grant writing purposes. But and they know that they are safe in our space. So I hope that you take into consideration everything that my fellow posse members discuss. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Samantha.
Hello. My name is Tia. I am a newly appointed board member, so I don't have the history that they all do, but I have seen in my short time with NOMA how dedicated and how passionate everybody is in serving the community, and it's been very inspiring. We have so many workshops and so many things we want to accomplish for not only providing like essential needs, but connection for the community. Because that's also something that I think gets kind of lost in the sauce a little bit. You need that connection and kind of unity of your people around you. And, you know, you need the funds to do that a little bit. And so, I mean, it would be phenomenal if you'd consider us for this grant, because we could do some amazing things with it. So, thank you.
Right. All right, let me try not to get too close to this thing again. Good evening. My name is Bryce Reynolds. I am the former treasurer, recently demoted to executive director of the LUMA Community Center. I'm just going to say I am really excited for the direction that we are going in. We got a video shared with us a little while ago about our it was kind of like a edited and compiled clips from our music and tech workshop. And I was present for it, but I didn't really get the outside view. It is embedded into our website if you want to take a look at it. Our website is northofmaine.org. It kind of embodies what the kind of atmosphere and the feeling and the vibe, as one of our interns said the other day. I'm just here for the vibes of what we really do and the direction that we're going in. One of the things that we've started to kind of think about in terms of our clientele and the programs we're starting to develop are more, I guess we'll say, moving people up, giving people the resources that they need to move up the economic ladder. Whether that be through technology or finance or, art or anything like that, or even starting a business. Just no matter, as far as our clients go, especially, no matter where they've been, no matter where they are now, we believe that they are all capable of doing extraordinary things. And we take that philosophy into every program we develop and just every interaction that we have. So I really think we're starting to really flesh out our identity, and I don't know, I'm psyched. I really do appreciate the funding that you've given us over the years. And I think going forward with this kind of growth that we're experiencing and we're building out, I think things are going to be really positive. And I also want to add that the kind of programming that we've been developing is not just for the individuals. It doesn't just impact the individuals who attend it, who benefit from the programming. It also will benefit the community and the economy in a broader sense. I mean, I forget who I was telling that, but I just said, hey, you never know, maybe out of this music and tech thing, the spinoff of there is programming classes and all that. Maybe the next Facebook will, get started in NOMA. You don't know, right? So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you, and that's my bit. Have a good night.
Thank you, Bryce. It appears the posse is done. Anybody else like to speak on any other topic or any other group? If so, come on down. You're the next speaker.
Well, hello, everyone. I just jotted some quick notes because one of the good things about coming this time of year is I actually have my end of year numbers, because when I come in the fall, I'm always like, I think this is where we're going to be. And this is the time of year I can tell you where we were. So last year, for those, I'm Jessie Stonehey. I'm the Director of Action for Older Persons, and the funding we receive is for Medicare counseling. You got it. Yay. So basically, Medicare is a broken system. We meet with a lot of seniors and individuals with long-term disability that receive their health insurance through Medicare. We are a Band-Aid program. And what I mean by that is we shouldn't even exist because Medicare should work better, but it doesn't. So last year, at the end of the year, we saved the 2,500 individuals that came to us for service $3.3 million. So that's $3 million that goes back into the economy that helps people with all the other needs they have in their life. Because we have an aging population in this community, and they need it. They need the services. They need to be able to access the other resources that they can because they're on limited incomes. A third of those were residents of Binghamton. So to translate that back a little bit in terms of the funding, we get 10% of the funding for the program, but a third of our consumers that use it benefit from it. And that's because we do a tremendous amount of fundraising. United Way is our biggest funder. So there's a huge commitment in the community to this program. We are overseen by the Office for Aging. So there's like a body that oversees us, but we are the only nonprofit in the community that serves seniors. That's what we are and why we exist. What else did I want to tell you? So the big thing that I want to kind of explain, and there might be someone in your life that this would impact, is at the end of the year in December, I think it was, well, it impacted it largely in December, but it started right as people had to, we hit Medicare open enrollment in October. It's a 7-week window. A ton of our local insurance providers dropped their drug programs, and there's some supplemental services, which if you have Medicare, traditional Medicare, you have to get a drug plan and you have to have a supplement because Medicare itself doesn't provide a lot. So you have to pay for those additionally. Those essentially disappeared overnight for many, many people in our community. And often people assume you'll get pushed into a different program, and that wasn't the case this year. People were discovering routinely in January that they no longer had drug coverage. So if you think of someone who has heart medication, for example, that they need to live, that they can't afford at all, that's what people were discovering in January. So we were working with a tremendous number of individuals throughout the last quarter and into the beginning of this year to make sure people had the medications they needed. We partnered with our area hospitals who have financial assistance programs, because what happens is if it drops, you have to wait a full month before you enroll or re-enrolled once you discover that. So there were people, if you think about some of the medications for anyone who, as you age, you often have a lot of medications. My parents have a ton of medications. So if you think about not being able to take all of those medications for a month without it having any insurance, I mean, we're talking huge amounts of money, or people just going without. We have wonderful hospitals here that we were able to get people in so that they had affordable drug coverage while they waited to be able to hit that next month where they could be enrolled into a new program. So the way we're able to do this is we have a lot of volunteers. We don't have very much staff. We have almost 20 volunteers that do counseling or do the administrative work for this program. There is a lot of administrative work because the state and the federal government require that we provide a heck of a lot of data. So that is the update I have to share with you, and the support that we've received for many, many years. I just want to let you know, we're all very, very grateful for it, and it's incredibly important. So thank you.
You just. Next up to the hot seat.
Hi, my name is Ephraim Rosario. I work with the YWCA. I'm Street Outreach Coordinator and Housing Advocate. I'm here on behalf as well as the emergency housing programs at 80 Hawley and 76 Conklin. I wanted to say thank you very much for the fundings that you provided us to help individuals out in the communities with getting them into the resources that's needed for whether mental health, substance abuse, alcohol abuse, housing, or even just some food from a pantry that I'm allowed to give and bring to them. For those individuals that are out in the community that are not in hotels or shelters, those individuals that I find by the rivers, under the bridges and parks, individuals I'm not aware of until the Department of Transportation lets me know that I can go out and work with them before anything else can happen to them. Before they come out, I'm able to work with them and see what other alternative housing can we find with the individuals, as well as being able to work with CARES, which is in charge of coordinated entry that helps out with referrals to agencies like the YWCA and Greater Opportunities and Family Enrichment and others that assists with rapid rehousing, shelter plus care, intensive housing, unit supportive housing, and being able to work with these agencies has definitely helped out a lot in our community, as well as being able to provide transportation with bus passes or gift cards that we're allowed to help them with, and also with phones. Sometimes we'll get cell phones that we're allowed to use if it's within the strategized budget that we're allowed to use with, and this has helped out a lot. Sometimes I wonder if I've made a difference. I know Binghamton has made a difference for me. As some of you know, I used to be homeless about 13 years ago. And today, it took about 2 minutes for one of my previous clients to come to the window after she saw me due to the fact that she had to wipe her eyes. And it showed that it wasn't me that helped her out. It was just the community that helped her out. It was your assistance that helped us out in order to help those individuals. And for emergency housing, being that Code Blue has, I want to say it is concluded. However, it seems as if the temperatures are consistently changing. Earlier, I want to say yesterday, it said it was going to be in the 30s. Now it was in the 60s. It was like in the 60s today as well. So with the fluctuation in temperature, it kind of negates those individuals who don't have any kind of emergency housing or have run out of funds in order to get some kind of shelter. So with the YWCA's emergency housing shelter, which is typically has been running between, I want to say 75 and 80. So it's been really helping out for those individuals in there with getting food, the transportation, of course, with the ladies that are in there, as well as being able to give them the right assistance when it comes down to like medical practices, looking for a primary care physician or mental health or substance abuse. Again, it's the same. And with also looking for housing within our community, as well as being able to provide a pantry like every other day. The ladies that are in there receive food every other day, as well as being able to bring in snacks, because there's refrigerators that are in their rooms as well. Not so much as 76, but I believe we're working on that for the moment. But I know for 80 Holly, there was a refrigerator in every room, so that with the two individuals that are in there, they would have their own refrigerator, a hot plate, but there was also a community oven, which is powered by gas. So they were able to cook on the stove. And so I wanted to say again, thank you very much for the assistance you've been giving us. And we hope to continue with this collaboration with the city of Binghamton and Broome County. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Go once. Anyone else like to speak? Going twice. Final call. Anyone else like to speak? All right, seeing no one else wanting to come forward, do we have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion to close the public hearing.
Do we have a second? Jordan, all right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Against? Seeing none, the ayes have it. The public session is closed. All right. In front of member, should have your minutes from the previous meeting. Want to make any changes to said minutes? Or do we have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All right. All in favor of accepting the minutes?
Aye.
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 Opposed? All right. Those minutes are accepted. All right, so Steve says our next meeting will be starting our budget and begin that work process. The question was brought up prior while we were waiting for Marilyn to join us, whether we want to have a special meeting at any point to try to potentially speak with department heads. Is that something we can work on that? Yes, Deborah.
Justin, I would like to speak with that. For me, that's absolutely essential that the department heads come down here and give a brief presentation. And that has to be part of our process, just because we've had expedited because of postponed meetings. For me, that's absolutely crucial.
Okay. Anybody else benefit or
I agree with Deb on that one, that I think the department head should come and speak.
okay.
The problem comes down to timing. Unfortunately, I can't see very easily with the calendar. In order to do a special hearing, you'll have to approve it. I think you could do it by email. So I would recommend going and looking at the calendar. There's only 2 scheduled CDAC meetings left this year. Both of them are in April. It's potentially possible for us to push out to maybe a meeting after that for final budget. But again, you're gonna have to look and see what's available. The way the state laws require is that, we have to have this public meeting, and this is the only place security allows it to occur in. So CDAC will always be fighting with city councils, both work sessions and public hearings, ZBA, planning board, any other at-night meetings. Those should all be up on the city calendar. The phone version kind of not that great. But if you look at home and can find some dates, the only thing you're going to remember is you got to give the department heads at least a week, not for them to prepare. They should have prepared already, but to have time on their schedule to come in. And it's entirely possible if you give them one date, they will not be able to make it. So you guys will have to look at those calendars, come up with something and hammer it out, and then approve a special meeting or something.
Justin and Steve, is it possible to utilize what would be considered the council's work session room downstairs, that we would still be adhering to security and on site, but that we could potentially have a normal calendar meeting and us be downstairs, because some of the smaller committee or commissions have been meeting down there. So that's a possibility.
I can certainly ask about that. I'll ask legal about that. About the requirements for having a meeting at the same time as city council. I'm not sure how they do that security wise, getting in there, because the clerk's office is still locked. That's my understanding. Is it locked at night? It's true. We could unlock it. The only problem is there's a lot of, I could see the city clerks freaking out, people walking through the clerk's office when it closed. I mean, maybe I could stand out there and direct them. But yeah, I'll talk to legal about it and see what legal requirements, because we have to, it's security, it's recording, and it's accessibility. All three of those things have to occur. But I'll ask.
I am aware of other commissions meeting down in the workroom and there is recording capability.
Oh, there's good.
Yeah.
All right, so I'd have to figure out about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the clerk's office has been accommodating in opening that after hours.
Okay, great. All right. Talk to clerks too.
All right, good. So I will send out a couple of dates that are available on the calendar. If anyone else that's beyond my dates that I send out, feel free to comment on those and we'll try to find stuff to accommodate our department heads in to talk to us. Perfect. Now, for those of you that didn't see earlier, in one of the last meetings, I can't remember if it was the last one or 2 meetings ago, we were talking about, Deborah had brought up about how people promoted their program, the public. And this is, for example, action for older persons who we heard today. And this was what, UHS?
It was at the UHS pharmacy in Vestal. It was like in the pamphlet, so it was perfect because people, if they were having issues, there's the financial aid program through UHS, but more importantly, they showed this particular program through Action for Older Persons, and it was point of service. So they were literally reaching people at a potential crisis moment.
Which is fantastic. All right, anything else for today? Anyone? No? All right, so let's do final attendance and adjournment. So let's start up with Deborah.
Deborah Hogan, mayoral appointee.
John Brunza, mayoral appointee.
Kenya Middleton, council member ex officio.
On Austin, 6th District. Eileen Hughes, District 2.
Jordan Trice, 5th District.
And I'm Justin McGregor, 7th District and Chair. All right, do we have a motion to adjourn? Jordan, a second?
Second.
John? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we're adjourned.